Recording has started.
Okay, recording has started. All right.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you
Good
all for
evening.
being here. Cindy couldn't be with us tonight, so I'm going to run the meeting and got several items on the agenda that'll need our attention here. Appreciate you all being here. Um, First, any introductions? We don't have any public on tonight, do we, Diana?
We do not. No one requested a link to the
Okay, great.
meeting.
Terrific. So the next item, the approval of the minutes from our January 28th meeting. Has everybody had a chance to look at that uh, and review those minutes? And if so, I'd take a motion from someone.
They are.
I'll motion that we accept. I'll second it then.
Okay, we have a motion. Did someone second that? I couldn't hear.
Let's go home.
Joe. Okay, thank you, Joe. We have a motion and a second. Were there any corrections or changes to the minutes that anybody saw? Okay, if not, all those in favor of approving last month's minutes signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Thank you, everybody. So on to the agenda, Agricultural Land Preservation Coordinator's report. Diana, do you want to go ahead and give your report?
I sure do. It should be short. Can everyone hear me? I hear an echo. You might want to mute yourselves.
I hear the echo.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe everyone needs to mute. Well, I sent you what we'll be reviewing further down on the agenda is the bids for the Pauline E. Cooper Estate Farm survey. So we'll get to that in a moment. I also sent you the appraisal for the Larry and Suzanne Harpster farm. They have an agreement of sale in hand and should be getting that back to me soon with their signature. It's likely that both farms will come up for state approval at the June 17th meeting. So we're proceeding with those, and funds from 2019 have been encumbered to cover the cost of both farms, although the Harpster farm will just use the balance of those funds, and then some will come from likely this year's budget. Ralph Whalen submitted his application, said he was honored to be asked to serve on the board. He completed his ABC application, and I have submitted it to the Board of Commissioners office, and they will review that on March 9th and officially vote on it on March 16th. So that should be, just a routine matter. I'm still working on the ASA updates archive. I actually have completed updating it and also updated the ASA layer in our Lisa software program. But I'm now double and triple checking the totals because the acreages have changed quite a bit in each municipality. And what I'm then going to do is send each section to the respective secretaries of those municipalities and have them look them over and see if they note any irregularities or corrections that need to be made. We should have our state board budget allocation confirmed in March. As I mentioned at the last meeting, the amount is likely to be somewhat lower because we had fewer match funds this year, having no municipal contributions. But we should know that, the total in March, and we should be good. I did get to attend a webinar on federal funding. And the way it works is that you can start applying now, but any farm whose landowner would agree to apply for the federal funding, they would have to wait until next year, until 2022, for the process to be completed. So I don't want to keep the Coopers and the Harpsters waiting, so I will likely ask our next applicant on the list when I bring his application before the board for for approval, I will likely ask him if he would like to pursue federal funding for his farm. And that way the timing will work out for him in that sense. Just briefly about communications, when I put out the press release about the Grove Farm, we did get a request from WTAJ TV to do an interview about the program. We were all scheduled to do it, and then the weather turned bad, and he had other things he had to do, and he hasn't gotten back to us. But I certainly will keep you posted if Cindy and I end up doing that interview. We were going to do it at the Grove Farm, although the Groves did not want to participate, but they were happy to let us use their farm for the interview. But that interview is on hold for the time being. All right, so that concludes my report. Any questions?
Okay. Any questions for Diana? Okay, thank you, Diana. That looks like aren't any questions, so we'll move on to did you cover the updates for the? I know you talked about the Pauline Cooper and Harvester.
Yes.
So that's all taken care of. We have no action items.
No action items on that report, no, but we do have
Okay.
surveys.
Right. The next order of business. The next order of business then would be the surveys that came in for the Pauline Cooper estate. There were two. The blank bids and then the signed bids were included. Diana had sent them along earlier, and you can see the 5 bids that were received by the different surveyors, or the different surveyors, and they're more or less ranked in numerical order. Were there any discussions, I guess, between Diana and Stacy? I don't anticipate that there were any issues with the bid openings or anything like that? No?
The only thing I did request references from the 3 lowest bidders, and I got them, which I attached them with the email earlier. Geotech Engineering and the EADS. Mr. Schufran said that he did not have references today. References for EADS and Geotech. I don't know if anybody knows it. Oh,
I'm always amazed at the difference in the prices.
Yeah, you can certainly tell who's hungry and who's not.
Is it something?
Yeah. The only thing I'll say in my years of being here that I think most of our appraisals have been falling in that $5,000, $4,000 to $6,000 range, I think, depending on what's going on. Some might come in a little lower or a little higher. Those last 3, the last 2 in particular, 3 times what Mr. Schufran was going to charge. So I don't know if they're just bigger firms. I know they're coming Berwick's a little ways away. Maybe don't have access to the records and things that they'll need to complete those surveys. So
what's really surprising is Morton Thomas, who did the Grove survey, his last time was much lower. Selected.
Who was that? Greg Schufran?
No, Zachary Malott and Morton Thomas.
Well, some of that, I think it's like a lot of things. It just comes to how busy people are, and what they have going on. I know there's a lot of projects, highway projects, and things that these guys might be on, and that may be causing some of it. Diana, the one question I had was the geotech references. I guess I'm a little confused. Geotechnical engineers, did this appraisal or the survey or anything like that require any special uh, investigations or anything, or is this basically a soils issue? Trying to determine quality of soils and whether the soils mapping is correct or not.
Yeah, I mean, the appraisal's pretty standard with every farm. Just also the competitive analysis of comparable farms that may have sold recently.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, I get a lot of the soil information that I need for the application from the appraisal. And,
Okay.
the only thing that's complicated about both the Harpster and the Cooper farm appraisals is that they're donating woodland. So Brian Pedrick uses a formula to come up with the price per acre, allowing for the woodland to be valued at 60% of the tillable farmland. But I can't see that the survey would be any more complicated than any other.
Okay. Okay. Well, we have the 5 members in there. Do we need a vote, Diana, then to choose a surveyor?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to recommend Greg Schufran because he's the lowest, but also because he's local.
I would say the same thing. I've worked with Greg in the past.
Also, he did the surveying at our farm, and he did a very good job.
Let's go with it.
Yeah, I've worked with Greg in the past, and he's very conscientious, does a great job, and I would certainly, being he is the low bid, I would look for a motion to choose Greg Schufran as the surveyor. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it, Joe Homan.
Thank you, Joe. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor of choosing Greg Schufran for the Pauline Cooper Estate Survey signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? Okay, hearing none, then we have chosen Greg Schufran then to complete the Pauline Cooper Estate survey. Thank you.
Oh, here's the agenda. All right. All right. Are there? Actually, that would be your role to ask the next item on there.
Are we down to the items for the good of the order, Diane?
That's correct.
Yep. Okay. Anybody have anything for the good of the order this month?
Diana, it's Ron. I've got a question.
Sure.
Has to do with the conflict of the statement of financial interests
Yeah.
form. I just got it. Okay.
I
And
submitted yours to the commissioner's office.
okay, so you did get mine, but I got one that was sent that arrived to me, a blank one. So apparently it tells me that the wires didn't get crossed, or maybe they were crossed over at the courthouse, or at the Willbank building.
Oh, okay.
That
It came in my inner office mail, and so I sent it down to Natalie with my own, because I had to
Okay.
complete one as well.
Did you have the form from other meetings, Ron?
I just essentially made a copy of the same one that I used for the open space program here at Half Moon.
Yeah, the ones that they just went out at the end of last week from the county. So they probably just went ahead and sent to everybody on the ABC boards.
Okay, all right. Yeah, biggest thing was just seeing if the one that I had completed had made it there.
Yes.
Oh, sounds
Yeah,
great. Thank you.
Pretty standard. Did everyone receive one, and has everyone had the time to complete it and return it to? You go directly to
I
the Board of
received it. I
Commissioners
didn't do
office.
anything with it yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know Natalie has a deadline for getting those back, so be mindful of that.
I think the deadline is May 1, isn't it?
Not sure. I turned mine in today.
Okay. I'll get to it.
Diana, mine must be at the office, and I haven't been to the office in a couple of days, so I'll check that and make sure I get that back to you.
Okay, great. I know Natalie would appreciate that. All right. I will
Okay.
contact Mr. Schufran tomorrow and let him know he was selected, and I will contact the others and thank them for their interest and make them aware that another candidate was selected.
Yeah, that'll be great. That'll be terrific. So anything else for the good of the order? If not, I'd like to note that this is probably a record for our meeting here, being 20 minutes long. Don't hold that against me. I hope you're all okay with that. Everybody can get back to their families. And
I think Tommy's making a pitch to be the new chair.
no, Ron, I am not.
He's got my vote.
I would never do that to Cindy. I know she's been waiting years to do this job. So now I appreciate everybody's input. I'm glad we could meet this month and get those few items taken care of. And if nobody has anything further, our next one will be held remotely on Thursday, March the 25th.
Hey,
Great.
Okay, everybody. Well, thank you. Thank you again for your time. Have a great month, and we'll see you in March.
yeah.
Thank
Take care.
you. Bye.
Thanks.
All right. Bye now.
Fine.